Tyrone the Guy 3 here, and welcome to part 49 of the Emerald LP. And in the last episode, we discovered a little bit of Mossdeep City, and in this episode, we will be going to the Mossdeep City Gym. Yes, I will be battling pretty much all the trainers in the gym and solving the puzzles. So I'm going to, in this episode, I'm going to just commentate over everything instead of speeding through. Basically, the gimmick of this gym is that each of the little buttons here are tiles. The tiles pretty much, once pressed, move the statues and the trainers. So yeah, this literally means that the trainers have to stand there and wait to be moved. It's kind of awkward. Like, well, what if one of the trainers is like facing a corner? Like, literally their job for the entire day is just to sit and look at a corner until somebody presses the switch to turn them. But anyway, yeah, once you turn the switches to certain areas, you can get past a certain area, so you can go further and further into the gym. The type, obviously, of these of the Pokemon used in this gym are Psychic type Pokemon. So yeah, we are battling off against these Psychic types. So yeah, it's one of the reasons I'm glad I taught Zagzagoon Shadow Ball, because it makes him a freaking beast in this gym. I get to just wipe Pokemon out using Shadow Ball, because Psychic type Pokemon are weak against Ghost types, so I can just nail them with the Shadow Ball, and it's just a good time. It's just a good time. So yeah, Ironside ends up using Headbutt, but it's like 1 inch away from, Kadabra's like 1 freaking inch away from dying, so I just go ahead and use Strength. There's no point in me wasting a Shadow Ball on Kadabra while it's that low on health. So yeah, I try to get into a lot of 2-on-2 battles to save up a lot of time rather than battling one trainer at a time. And then once you do that, you have to step on the switch again. You don't have to, it depends on the situation. Like, for example, right there I accidentally made a mistake. But what you want to do is, yeah, you always want to click the switch, and then when you click the switch, make sure you have your Pokemon prepared to battle. So yeah, with this said, I'm switching out so Volcamo can get some experience points. Yeah. And it's really good to, you know, just... It's not a hard puzzle for real. More or less, it's not a hard gym leader puzzle. Well, it's definitely not anything that'll have you sitting there for days trying to figure out. I know when I was a little kid, it took me a little minute to realize the gimmick per se, but once I finally got it down, it was nothing I couldn't handle. And mostly when I was a little kid, in order to beat most of these Pokemon games puzzles, I would more or less just go out of my way to fight all of the trainers first. That way I can just go ahead and get that out of the way, and then work on trying to solve the puzzle and fight the gym leader. And the only time I really saw myself struggling on a puzzle was 2 times, and they were both in the Kanto region. The first puzzle being the Sabrina puzzle. I hate that puzzle because it's teleportation, basically with the warp tiles. And the second time was with Lieutenant Surge. Well, technically Lieutenant Surge was the first time. The first time was with Lieutenant Surge and the stupid switches underneath the trash cans, because it feels so random. It's like the most random puzzle in the entire franchise, in the entire Pokemon franchise. And then Sabrina's puzzle with the warp tiles was kind of irritating too, but it's nothing I couldn't really handle. But yeah, anyway, we move forward and boom, we get to fight them right there. Now, I could go ahead and step on that tile and move on to the next area, or move on to the next little warp stone or whatever, but I think I go out of my way to battle those 2 trainers underneath me as well. So yeah, here we got another freaking Wobbuffet out here. This thing's ready to devour my soul. But I go ahead and just fight off all the other Pokemon first and leave Wobbuffet for later, because, you know, I don't want to end up using a physical attack on Wobbuffet and it winds up using freaking counter. And I don't want to use a special attack on Wobbuffet and it winds up freaking using Mirror Move. So I use Rock Slide on Wobbuffet, and thank God it flinches, so I can go ahead and try to hit him with Overheat and Strength. Like, I figure if it uses counter on one, it can't use Mirror Move on the other. And that's how I go about it. So yeah, with that said, thankfully Wobbuffet gets knocked out. Now, as far as Volcamo having Overheat, I was thinking about it because I do get Fire Blast. I think I get Fire Blast later on, or I end up obtaining Fire Blast as a move. And I'm still contemplating on whether or not I should teach Volcamo Fire Blast, because I know Fire Blast has less accuracy than Overheat, and Overheat does more power, but the problem is Overheat drains the user's special attack. So it's definitely not a thing you want to go off and use. I'll go ahead and battle these two, because down there is a green switch that you want to go ahead and switch. You don't want to make it all the way down to the last room and you end up getting blocked off by statues, because then you have to backtrack. So to save time, I go ahead and fight off against these two right here. There's a Natu and Girafaring. Yeah, they're not going to be much of a problem. I go ahead and use Rock Slide, knowing that it's going to do super effective damage to the Natu. I'm not really worried about Girafaring. Girafaring doesn't know anything that's going to be extremely irritating. But yeah, Future Sight comes in. Thankfully, I think these two trainers only have one Pokemon each, so I don't have to worry about getting wrecked by the Future Sight attack. At least I don't think I should. Yeah, from the looks of it, it seems like Natu is the only Pokemon in that girl's team. So I just gotta knock out this Girafaring, and that'll pretty much be it. So yeah, a lot of the gym trainers in this gym, they usually only have like one Pokemon, but their Pokemon are at pretty decently high levels. Like, their Pokemon are matching my Pokemon. And spoiler warning, I guess, I'm gonna let you all know this right now. My Pokemon do not battle the gym. I do not battle the gym leader with my Pokemon on the same level as they are now. Now, see, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to hit that green switch and make sure it looks just like that. That way, when you go in to go down and fight the gym leader, you can go ahead and fight the gym leader with go straight to the gym leader room and not have to worry about anything else. So yeah, I step on that and get him out of the way so I can go ahead and go up and take the right path. The left path this time. Now see, this one is probably where it gets a little bit tricky. You obviously have to battle both of these trainers. I think I'm switching out dying sides, yeah. You have to battle both of these trainers, and then you have to step back on the tile so you can get over there, so you can battle those other trainers above me, or that other trainer that's above me. Move that tile around so you can get past it. Yeah, they get a little tricky, but it's not, like I said, it's nothing too hard to handle. Once you pretty much get the gist of the gimmick, of the gym gimmick, then you should be fine. There should be no real difficulties in terms of getting to the gym. But yeah, I go ahead and use Surf on both Ralts and Spoink. Yeah, I know the Spoink probably has a pretty high special defense. So yeah, unfortunately I have to deal with that. But Spoink isn't too much of a problem for me. Ironsides is fine. Thankfully, Ironsides has a resistance to psychic types because he's part steel. I can say there's no Pokemon I have that has a straight up advantage on any of the Pokemon in this gym, other than Zagzagoon having Shadow Ball, but even that's not going to prove to be much useful when I'm battling the gym leader. Like, when I'm battling the gym leader, yeah, the Shadow Ball is only going to get me so far, but it's mostly going to take a lot of my Pokemon's other efforts. I go in and try to fight these two girls, and when I do that, I think I switch to Slasher, or one of the two. Yeah, I switch to Slasher. Okay, so I got Slasher and Pelakil. I'm mostly trying to bring their levels up, but like I said, when I battle the gym leader, my Pokemon are going to be at at level 40, not at level 37, like they all are when I end up fighting, when I end up making it to the gym leader. I do that because, like, the Pokemon that the gym leader has are very tough, and they're psychic types, and psychic types freaking, even though they've gotten nerfed down quite a bit since like Gen 1, psychic type Pokemon to me are still kind of officially strong. It gets worn down a little bit later on down the generations, but as of now, I still think psychic type Pokemon are pretty damn powerful, if you ask me. So yeah, I'll go ahead and just to be safe and to keep the LP moving, Yeah, because I definitely want to keep the LP moving, and to keep it moving, I'm going to be off-screen training a lot. Like by the time I finally get all 8 badges and start up the Pokemon League, I'm definitely going to be training my Pokemon a hell of a lot. Basically, I'm just going to be grinding for a large segment, so you may not see a couple of episodes from me for a while until I'm certain that I have the power to wipe out the Pokemon League. I'm trying to see what I'm doing right now, so I'm sorry if I got stuck. I stopped and realized those statues were in the way, so I have to go around. Yeah, I accidentally stopped and think about this for a second. Because I'm like, okay, what the hell? Okay, and then I realized I can go through this gap. I can go through this gap down here, Tyrone. Past Tyrone. There you go. There you go. So yeah, like I said, it's nothing too hard to realize. I gotta hit the switch obviously so I can go past him, and then I gotta go here. And what a horrible fate I just left that gentleman in. Like, I literally left him facing the wall. But anyway, we've made it to the gym leaders. Excuse me, my fault. The gym leaders, Liza and Tate. So next episode, I will be battling them. I'll see you all then. Tyrone the Guy 3 out, everybody. No, Gentleman Nate, you can't be turned around until the trainer goes through the warp tile, battles the 2 gym leaders, comes out victorious, and leaves the gym. Yes, we'll put trainers catching live on TiVo for you.